There's something profoundly disappointing about opening a tin of tuna and finding grey, mushy fish swimming in cloudy liquid that smells vaguely wrong. Today we're examining 8 tinned tuna brands that have turned one of Britain's most trusted protein sources into something akin to an industrial food experiment, and 2 rare exceptions that still treat fish like actual food, rather than a vehicle for cheap oils and chemical additives. Number 8. Asda tuna chunks in sunflower oil. Asda, Britain's budget supermarket, the place millions of families do their weekly shop because the prices can't be beaten. And that's the problem right there, isn't it? When you're racing to the bottom on price, something has to give. Open a tin of Asda tuna chunks and you'll find fish floating in sunflower oil. Not a drizzle of oil, proper swimming in it. Up to 7 grams of fat per 100 grams, most of it omega-6 fatty acids from that seed oil. Here's what Asda isn't advertising. You bought tuna for the omega-3s. Instead, you're drowning it in omega-6s before it even reaches your plate. The processing strips away beneficial compounds from the fish, and what you're left with is protein soaked in cheap seed oil that starts oxidizing the moment you open the tin. But here's the real issue. Budget-friendly doesn't require inflammatory ingredients. Asda could pack this in water. They actually do. It's right there on the same shelf. But the sunflower oil version is cheaper to produce, sits at eye level, and gets bought by families who just grab what's familiar without comparing labels. We feel you are not buying tuna. It seems like you're buying industrial seed oil with fish floating in it. And Asda is banking on you never noticing the difference. Number 7. Tesco tuna chunks in sunflower oil. Tesco, Britain's largest supermarket. The name families have trusted for generations. That trust is being quietly exploited with every tin. More British households buy Tesco own brand than any other supermarket label. Think about what that means. Millions of families consuming this weekly, completely unaware they're getting 6 to 7 grams of fat per 100 grams from sunflower oil instead of lean protein. The oil oxidizes when exposed to light and air, creating compounds you definitely don't want in your food. Every time you open that tin, degradation accelerates, and yet it sits there at eye level, stocked in greater quantities than the spring water version, marketed more aggressively. Why? Because oil is cheaper than quality. And Tesco knows most shoppers grab what's familiar without reading labels. One reviewer on their website wrote, "Noticed it tastes different than it used to, quite greasy now." Another said, "Why is there so much oil? I just want tuna." They're not wrong. Tesco could offer better. They do offer better. The spring water version exists, but this sunflower oil variant gets prime shelf space because it generates higher profit margins while appearing convenient. You're paying for Tesco's margin, not your family's protein. Number 6. Sainsbury's tuna chunks in sunflower oil. Sainsbury's built its reputation on quality you can trust. That warm orange branding suggests family values and superior ingredients. Open this tin and the reality contradicts everything the marketing promises. Sunflower oil. Again, but Sainsbury's version contains up to 9 grams of fat per 100 grams of drained weight, higher than both Asda and Tesco. That's not just unnecessary oil, that's excessive energy density transforming what should be lean protein into calorie-dense processed food. What makes Sainsbury's particularly troubling is the trust factor. Families choose Sainsbury's believing they're getting better quality than budget supermarkets. Premium positioning, slightly higher prices, surely that means better ingredients. It doesn't. One customer review states, "Expected better from Sainsbury's own brand. This is just as oily as the cheap stuff." Another noted, "Paying extra for the same rubbish in fancier packaging." The sunflower oil creates that familiar, slick coating inside the tin, residue clinging to the fish that's impossible to drain completely. You're consuming oil with every forkful, whether you want to or not. Sainsbury's offers spring water variants. They're less prominent on shelves with smaller facings, because sunflower oil versions generate higher profit margins while appearing convenient. You think you're choosing quality. You're actually funding corporate cost-cutting disguised as family-friendly shopping. Number 5. Prince's tuna chunks in sunflower oil. Prince's has dominated British supermarket shelves since 1880, over 140 years of heritage. That iconic red label suggests tradition and reliability. But tradition doesn't guarantee quality, especially when profit margins matter more than ingredients. Prince's uses sunflower oil throughout their standard range. But here's what makes Prince's worse than supermarket-owned brands: the sodium content. Independent testing shows Prince's sunflower oil variants contain relatively high salt levels compared to their own no-added salt versions. Significant sodium per serving, enough to concern anyone monitoring their intake. A longtime buyer commented, "Been eating this for years, but recently noticed how salty it is. Had to switch to low-salt version." Someone else wrote, "Tastes more like salt than tuna, honestly." High sodium combined with inflammatory seed oil. Two separate quality issues working together in every tin. The company offers low-salt alternatives, but the standard sunflower oil version remains their bestseller, stocked in multi-packs across every major retailer. Most shoppers grab what's familiar without comparing labels. Prince's knows this. They built their business on brand recognition, not ingredient transparency. For a brand trading on 140 years of British heritage, Prince's delivers industrial shortcuts wrapped in nostalgic packaging. Number 4. John West tuna chunks in sunflower oil. The name synonymous with British tinned fish since 1857, nearly 170 years of supposed expertise. That familiar blue and red label in virtually every corner shop and supermarket across the UK. But expertise doesn't mean integrity. John West uses sunflower oil across their standard range. What makes them particularly concerning is inconsistency. Their product lines vary wildly. Some tins contain basic tuna and oil. Others include mysterious flavorings and aroma compounds never fully disclosed on labels. Independent consumer reports flag concerns about texture variations. Some tins contain firm chunks, others deliver mushy, over-processed fish that falls apart instantly. Same brand, same label, completely different in product inside. One frustrated customer wrote, "Why does this taste different every time I buy it? Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's grey mush." Another observed, "The quality control has completely gone. Used to be reliable, now it's a lottery." Think about that. You're buying John West because you trust the name, but you have no idea what you're actually getting until you open it. One week the tuna seems acceptable, the next week it's questionable at best. John West also operates multiple sub-brands and variants, creating confusion about what you're actually buying. Standard chunks, light chunks, steak cuts, all with different processing methods and additive profiles. The sunflower oil contains the same problematic omega-6s as cheaper brands. Yet John West charges premium prices based purely on brand recognition built over centuries. You're paying extra for a name, not better ingredients. Heritage marketing whilst delivering industrial seed oil and quality control failures that undermine the very reputation they're trading on. Number 3. John West tuna infusions. This deserves its own entry because it takes deception to an entirely different level. John West infusions are marketed as premium, sophisticated, convenient. Restaurant quality tuna, ready to eat. Sleek packaging suggests culinary refinement, but open the pouch and you'll find something far from premium fish. The ingredient list reads like a processed food experiment. Sunflower oil, sugar, salt, thickeners, stabilizers, natural flavorings that aren't disclosed specifically. This isn't tuna anymore. It's a sauce delivery system with fish fragments floating inside. You're likely getting modified starches, citric acid as a preservative, and synthetic flavoring compounds. One honest review stated, "Tastes more like a pasta sauce than fish. Very sweet, very processed." Another person noted, "I can't even taste the tuna through all the other flavors. What's the point?" The sugar content is particularly ridiculous. You think you're eating protein, instead you're getting sweetened fish in oil. Why does tuna need sugar? It doesn't. But sugar is cheap. It masks poor quality ingredients and it's addictive. What makes John West infusions particularly offensive is deliberate deception. They market this as elevated dining, charge higher prices than standard tinned tuna, and use packaging that suggests health-conscious convenience. The reality, you're consuming more additives than actual fish, more sugar and synthetic compounds than protein. It's the furthest possible departure from pure tuna, while still legally calling itself tuna. Convenient perhaps, but this convenience is built on inflammatory oils, unnecessary sweeteners, and an ingredient list designed to mask the absence of real food. Number 2, Sainsbury's Taste the Difference albacore tuna steak in extra virgin olive oil. Here's where it gets genuinely concerning, and not for the reasons you might think. Taste the Difference suggests superior quality, extra virgin olive oil, the healthiest fat available, meaty tuna steaks instead of cheap chunks. Everything about this tin screams premium, but Sainsbury's doesn't advertise what type of tuna albacore actually is. Albacore is white tuna. Larger fish, longer lived, and that matters because larger, longer lived fish accumulate more mercury than smaller species like skipjack. Independent testing shows albacore averaging approximately 0.35 parts per million mercury compared to skipjack's 0.12 parts per million. That's nearly triple the heavy metal contamination in every single bite. It may not be illegal, but it's still worrying. The extra virgin olive oil is genuine. That part's real, but it's masking the fact that you're eating white tuna that bioaccumulates contaminants throughout its longer lifespan and larger size. One customer mentioned, "Tastes great, but I read about mercury in albacore and got worried. Wish they put a warning on the label." Another wrote, "Switched to skipjack after learning about the difference. This should be clearer on packaging." You're paying premium prices for premium risk. Fancy packaging conceals the reality that cheaper skipjack varieties are actually the safer choice. For Britain's most misleading tinned tuna, charging more while delivering higher contaminant potential, Sainsbury's Taste the Difference albacore earns the number 2 spot. Corporate premium positioning disguising what should be clearly labelled information. Number 1, the absolute worst, Asda Extra Special Yellowfin Tuna Steaks in olive oil. Taking the top spot in our opinion as the absolute worst tinned tuna you can buy in Britain. Asda Extra Special Yellowfin Tuna Steaks in olive oil. Extra special branding suggests premium quality. Yellowfin sounds exotic and superior. Olive oil rather than sunflower oil. Surely Asda's premium line gets it right? They don't. They make it worse. Yellowfin tuna, like albacore, is a larger species with higher mercury accumulation than skipjack. But here's what makes this the worst choice. Asda combines higher mercury risk with premium pricing while still delivering inconsistent quality. Customer reviews tell the story. Paid £3.50 for this tin expecting something special. It was dry, stringy, and honestly worse than their basic range. Extra special price, regular quality fish, complete con. First tin was great, second tin was grey and smelt off. No consistency at all. The olive oil is real, yes, but it can't compensate for fish that varies wildly between tins, costs significantly more than safer skipjack alternatives, and delivers no meaningful quality improvement over budget options. What makes this the absolute worst is the complete package of deception. Premium branding, premium pricing, larger tuna species with higher contamination potential, and quality control so poor that customers are genuinely surprised when they get decent fish. We feel you are paying extra for packaging and marketing whilst getting worse fish than Asda's own basic range. It's corporate cynicism at its finest. Slap extra special on the label, charge double, deliver nothing special whatsoever. After exposing those 8 industrial disappointments, here's hope. These 2 brands prove tinned tuna can be done right. Real fish, minimal processing, 0 dangerous shortcuts. Number 2, Wild Planet Skipjack Wild Tuna. Wild Planet doesn't dominate British supermarket shelves. You'll find them in health food shops, independent retailers, and online. They don't run flashy marketing campaigns. But open a tin and you'll immediately understand why careful shoppers choose Wild Planet. The ingredient list contains 3 items: skipjack tuna, water, sea salt. That's it. No oils, no stabilizers, no natural flavorings hiding synthetic compounds. Wild Planet uses pole and line fishing methods rather than destructive industrial nets. The chunks remain firm and meaty. No mushiness, no strange liquid coating the fish. You drain it easily and what remains is pure protein. Customer reviews are consistently positive. Finally, tuna that actually tastes like fish and not like the tin it came in. Worth every penny, this is what tuna should be. Clean ingredients, sustainable fishing, proper texture. Why doesn't all tuna come like this? Wild Planet costs more than the supermarket brands, but you're paying for sustainable fishing, minimal processing, and ingredient purity that industrial producers would never prioritize. For anyone wanting authentic tuna without gambling on additives or questionable quality, Wild Planet delivers traditional fishing methods and modern transparency. And the absolute best, Fish Forever Skipjack Tuna Flakes in spring water. Taking the top spot as the absolute best tinned tuna you can buy in Britain. They are even Marine Stewardship Council certified. Fish Forever represents everything industrial brands abandoned decades ago. Small-scale fishing, complete transparency, organic certification, sustainability standards, zero compromises. The ingredient list contains exactly 3 items: skipjack tuna, spring water, sea salt. Nothing synthetic, nothing hidden, nothing unnecessary. Fish Forever sources from small fishing vessels using pole and line methods in certified sustainable waters. Not industrial fleets, not corporate ships prioritizing volume over quality. Traditional fishermen catching individual fish the way it's been done for centuries. The texture remains firm and clean. No mushiness from over-processing, no strange films or cloudy liquid, just pure skipjack flakes you can drain completely and use confidently. Reviews speak for themselves. This is what my grandmother's tuna tasted like. Clean, simple, proper fish. Completely different experience from supermarket tins. You can actually taste quality. Yes, it costs more. It's also actually worth eating. What makes Fish Forever the absolute best is uncompromising transparency. They publish fishing locations, vessel details, certification documents openly. This is what tuna looked like before corporations corrupted it with cheap oils, excessive salt, and questionable processing. Fish Forever proves it's still possible to do it right. There you have it, 8 UK tuna brands loaded with seed oils, excessive sodium, and questionable quality control, and 2 that actually deserve your money. If this opened your eyes, check your cupboards tonight. Read those labels, and maybe this week swap one of those legacy brands for something that still treats fish like food, rather than a profit center wrapped in nostalgic packaging. Your grandparents ate better tinned tuna than what most of these brands deliver today. The least we can do is demand the same quality for ourselves and refuse to accept anything less.